muffled, hidden. The words and ways of teenage gods and goddesses evade me. I try to understand and mimic, but cannot. Then music reaches me, playing me a song that instantly recognizes me. It resonates in my soul, making me feel alive. There is no more need to try. Music accepts me. A product of public school music programs, as I learned basic fundamentals and nuances of music, I felt like someone was teaching me how to take my first real breaths. In college, I'm discovering how to, every pun intended, finely tune my sound and play so that I can share the magic of music with others and build a career with it. But what happens when I leave the classroom setting? Will that just be that? Will I have gained all the knowledge there is to gain? Quite the contrary. I believe that no one ever stops learning. It doesn't have to be earth-shattering knowledge attained, it doesn't have to drastically change the world or how you perceive it. It doesn't have to be acquired from someone older than you. It doesn't even have to be obtained in a traditional classroom setting. In fact, most learning occurs in everyday life, because people don't spend most of their lives in classrooms. I've encountered teachers of all kinds throughout my journey in music, from licensed teachers to peers to professionals in my craft. I've learned from every single one, whether it's been a particular skill, an aspect of their teaching that I did or didn't like, or even how to be a decent person as I advance in my career. I'm constantly learning more about myself through music, and I'm discovering who I am, as well as who I will be as a music educator. One of the most influential teachers I've encountered was my middle school band director, Mr. Albie Todd. I've always thought of music as a gift, not necessarily the skill to play music, but music as an experience. I remember being so confident I was going to be in band, but not knowing anything about it. I only had a basic understanding of musical ideas thanks to my general music classes all throughout elementary school, but was ever eager to be further immersed in it. I will forever remember Mr. Todd as the first person to give me the gift of music. His gentle ways and obvious passion for the subject he taught made my first experience with music one of the most memorable, and was undoubtedly what got the ball rolling for me to pursue music for the rest of my life. I continued to learn from him too. I frequently asked him for help with my theory homework, and I interviewed him a while back to find out the qualities of a good music teacher. I now view him as a good friend, and I enjoy opportunities to play with him as a member of the pit for community theater productions back at home. Simply the idea that a teacher can continue interacting with his or her students long after they've left the classroom has helped me fully realize the significant imprint teachers can have on their students' souls, as Mr. Todd has left such an imprint on mine. Around my 8th grade year, so I could start to develop my soloistic sound as a euphoniumist and further my growing passion, I sought out a private instructor. I grew up in a small town, so I had very few options when it came to lesson opportunities. Fortunately, the high school band director, Mr. Balch, agreed to teach me. But after about a year of weekly instruction, he turned me loose. He said he felt he no longer had the skills to continue helping me improve. The words he used were that I was too advanced for him. This was hard for me because I didn't feel advanced at all. I was extremely disappointed because I wanted to learn. What I found, however, was that I never stopped learning from him. Throughout my 4 years of high school, I learned the importance of paying attention to students' skill as opposed to seniority when determining ensemble placement. I learned the significance of making sure my students know about opportunities with which to expand themselves. I learned the effectiveness of staying calm and collected during instruction. And most importantly, I learned that all students, no matter their level of interest in music or their level of skill in executing it, are important and should be encouraged, not ignored. Music is a gift for everyone. most important lessons in music I have learned through personal experiences. My 8.5 years in music have been constant lessons in the importance of perseverance and humility. I struggled through the challenge of braces in 7th and 8th grade, feeling like I'd never get better. I worked hard in high school and practiced more diligently each year, and my senior year I won a prestigious statewide concerto competition no one from my high school had ever won before. I participated in various honors bands and achieved superior ratings at solo and ensemble competitions. Despite all this, I learned to maintain a humble and gracious attitude around people congratulating me on my accomplishments, because at the end of the day, my opportunity to influence others and share the enchantment and magnetism of music would be diminished if I even thought for a second that what I have been able to achieve somehow makes me superior to anyone else, and my ability to learn from my students would become endangered. As a music educator, I can attempt to transfer everything I've learned to my students. I intend to share my passion for music in hopes of providing my students with as positive an experience as I've had. I look forward to learning from them in equal measure as I teach them. Learning is an ever-evolving process, and I can't think of a greater way to change the world than by sharing the gift of music with others. I believe that I will never stop learning, and I will do all I can to share this gift of learning music with as many people as possible, so they can continue their lifelong journeys of learning as well.